Hi there, I'm Gibson Shamar and I welcome you to another segment of How I Would Have Done It. I realized that in the previous videos of this feature, I didn't really explain what these videos are about or what the theme really is. But according to the title, you could probably guess what it is. I still feel like I have to explain it to you. Basically, these types of videos, I explain how I would have made a certain movie, certain plot elements, certain characters, who I would have cast, and things that I would have set up. They're not meant to bash the movies that were released, because I usually do this with movies that are successful, and very few of them weren't actually successful, either critically or in the box office. So my approach is, at least with comic book movies, my approach is that I make it more comic accurate and I have more shout outs, but at the same time I present a lot of originality. I just take things in a direction that's similar to what was done in the actual movie, and I just make it a bit more entertaining, endearing. You get the point, right? So yeah, this edition is going to be how I would have made Captain Marvel, the MCU version. And like I said, I'll incorporate a lot of comic accurate elements. I'll switch the cast around a little bit, and I'll just put it in a way that I make sure that the same actors will still retain roles in the movies, but just switched around, and I add other characters because I'm into accuracy, and I really like to see the best actors portray the roles that they can in the MCU or DCU or whatever movie it is that I watch. So let's get right down to it. Open the movie with footage shown of the helicarrier crashing into the Triskelion being played in a UN meeting. The UN believes that there is still a need for some sort of organization to keep watch over the Earth, especially after Loki's invasion in 2012, and they know about S.H.I.E.L.D.'s projects to combat possible future threats. The US government decides to move forward with Project Pegasus and decides to start up a new organization, SWORD, the Sentient World Observation and Response Department, where they would recruit new agents and continue from where S.H.I.E.L.D. left off. Fast forward 2 years and introduce Carol Danvers, a brash, overconfident, smug, tough pilot who's in the Air Force, alongside her best friend Monica Rambeau. They're at a bar and Carol outdrinks an infantry soldier there, a hint at her alcoholism from the comics, because he called her out. Monica tells her that she's too easily provoked and should ease up on being so competitive. She brushes it off, obviously. So they head back to base, and we're shown a bit of the military lifestyle they have. Henry Gyrich arrives, played by Liev Schreiber, with Walter Lawson, played by Nathan Fillion, to talk to the general of the base and talks to him about wanting experienced pilots for a special project. Henry is a liaison for SWORD. The general sets up a training exercise for the fighter pilots, and Carol excels. During the exercise, Carol encounters an alien ship and flies after it taunts her, as she calls it. The general tells her not to go after it, but she does. They have a dogfight and Carol shoots it down. The general is displeased with her and dismisses her. Lawson tells the general that he likes Carol because she is daring and challenges her limits. He also contacts his agency to investigate the crashed ship. That night, Lawson talks to Carol and tells her that she will accompany him to space. He tells her that they're understaffed and he feels like something big is going to happen soon. She still doesn't quite understand who he works for. They have a short conversation as well and establish a bond. The next day, Carol accompanies Lawson to the crash site, and there are SWORD scientists there examining the area. They look around and it's seen that there were green aliens in the ship and they're all dead. Lawson is very suspicious of this. He introduces Gyrich to Carol. They get off to a rocky start and Lawson disappears. Not long after, Skrulls attack and they fight the SWORD people. Carol grabs a gun and fights back. showcasing her skills with weapons as well as tactics. They fight off the Skrulls and he plants a bomb on the ship. She kills that Skrull, the one that planted the bomb. Lawson goes to the bomb to disarm it, and Carol stands there, shocked at what she's seeing, yet unyielding, proclaiming that she will only leave when he's done. Lawson yells at her to leave, but she is too shocked to listen, and stubborn as well. And just before the bomb goes off, Lawson jumps in front of her and shields her from the explosion. Well, that sums it up for this week. Folks, tune in 3 weeks for Captain Marvel, How I Would Have Done It Part 2. I realized that the previous videos of this nature that I made were a bit too long and some people didn't complain about the length, so I just figured I'd cut it into different segments. That also means more content for the channel. Yeah, so just click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified when the next video comes up, or just come again in 3 weeks. The video's going to be up and ready for review. So, without any further ado, have a good day everyone, and I hope to see you again.